not classic cars, but more like custom cars. And every so often, once or twice a summer, you'll hear him gun something at top speed and just race up the industrial park road. Like, wow, can't hear anything. So
Yeah. Some of the custom built cars sound more like a jet engine taking off than they do a car.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Is Snowball fluffy enough to be flammable? I wonder.
Sorry?
Is Snowball fluffy enough to be flammable? I wonder about this.
Phoenix once again wonders why we let Adrian, who's clearly the true Archprince of Hell, come along with us. And also, he moves Snowball to the...
Yeah.
Damn it, I can't control Snowball. Fine, I'll have to place Phoenix in the line of fire.
Well, I guess we'll start, and then if Bird Knight chimes in, we'll include him.
I've clearly corrupted you.
No, we won't
Retreat
include
status.
Bird Knight. He will go off on his separate adventure, and you guys will continue with what you were doing, and he will be somewhere else. No. Okay. So, we left off with kind of a sort of conundrum here. You guys had managed to flee from the hellhounds that were pursuing you guys through the ether, but in jumping back to the nearest world or plane, you found yourself in the plane of transformation, where you guys landed into it is a massive maelstrom of elemental energies. The Nautilus was very badly damaged trying to navigate through this maelstrom of chaos. And you guys have managed to navigate the Nautilus into a sort of a clearing in this chaos, where there is an enormous castle sitting there suspended in this whirling maelstrom, and there's several islands also kind of taking advantage of this little island in the chaos. You guys have kind of screeched to a halt on a sort of a balcony leading up to the castle. And that is where we left off. So,
Okay.
you guys are probably going to want to zoom out most of the way here.
Nice.
I'm nervous about the way we've been organised here. I get a distinctive feeling the Green Party might be enemies. I'm honestly not sure about the yellow ones. They keep reminding me of, at least the dog thing reminds me of the Ood from Doctor Who, which started off good.
Okay, so yeah, we got quite a few people to keep track of. So I'm kind of clumping them into groups here to make it a little bit more organized as far as who goes where. Yeah, Linda is someone that Silver picked up
Alright, okay.
when he was recruiting people.
Oh, no, that's right.
And
Okay.
yeah, so she's a tavern server and has some skills with lock picking and so forth. So she's been keeping Mog company, but she is also a sort of knows a little bit about traps and so forth. So The other ones are either engineers or people who have been on sailing ships, so they're somewhat familiar with how things are on a sailing vessel. So,
is the dog guy still with us? I thought he kind of went off on his own after we went back to port. Or is he making sure we kind of do it?
You know, we never actually resolved it for where he went, so I just kind of assumed that he was still with you guys.
Okay.
He's still with you guys for now.
Okay. Then to open up, can I use Bardic Lore to ask about the location, specifically the castle? Based off its architecture, would I have any idea of the kinds of races that might have built it or inhabit it?
Sure. Boy.
So I guess the one question would be, do I have any idea of who inhabits this castle, if it's just limited to the one?
Okay. You, based on your bardic lore,
it's Grand Histories of the Known World. This could come under not the known world, so I'm quite happy if it fails here. I'll just do a spout lore in that case.
True. But you would have also heard probably some mythologies and so forth. So, based on your bardic lore, you think that this is the castle of Ras. Yes. Ras, who is kind of the deity of this particular plane of energies, and it's his will that is sort of keeping away all of the chaos from this particular area. You guys can, if you look out towards the maelstrom, you can see that there is a clear kind of point where the chaos just kind of bends itself back and stays away from this particular area. So as far as creatures or beings you might encounter here, you're probably going, based on your bardic lore, you would say that there is possibly elemental creatures here, or perhaps servants of the god Ras.
What kind of creatures typically worship Ras? Are they like the known creatures like elves, humans, that sort of thing, or something more?
No. Let's see. Typically Ras is worshipped not by the elves so much, but by the people who live in the very harsh and hostile environments, like the deserts and the broken rock-littered landscapes. He is worshipped by those people, and also the various strange, like half fae, half elemental sort of creatures that live in the rocks and in deep parts of the worlds.
Okay. I suppose Phoenix will impart this knowledge in much the same way like a tour guide would impart the knowledge as we're approaching the place, in the exact same tone of voice and everything, just to kind of prep the group on what they're likely to face.
Yeah.
whilst encouraging them to keep their hands and arms inside the vehicle until we descend.
Adrian finds this very difficult, as this entire place is pretty cool, actually. And I want to play with it and experiment. And
Phoenix guy walks up and bops her on the nose with the squeaky. Not yet.
Okay.
Squeak. You thought I'd find no use for a squeaky toy? Nah. RPG about violence. Ha! Ha!
Like, just as she's about to try to, like, point ominously at the swirling clouds outside and try something, she lurches back. Okay.
Come on, Adrian, you're meant to know better. You point at the swirling chaos, the chaos will point right back. And you will not win that steering contest.
Is that a kid?
See, now you made the red ball angry.
No, that's your nose.
Yeah.
It's duplicating. It's a blue ball. Okay. Green. I need a green one. I don't have a green. Oh, there's a green one. Okay.
Run an acrobatics check for juggling, or
Okay. So the balls are going to be where you guys are. Since I don't want to put everybody on the map, it'll get kind of confusing and small and hard to see. So where? I guess that's not really red, is it? It's more of a orange. Is that better? Is this better? Okay, that's better. Yeah. Okay, so what are you guys gonna do as far as the the passengers on the ship here, the crew and Linda and Dravos?
yes, that is true. I will be the blue. Yep. Perfect.
Throw off the side.
Right.
The crew, I think, at least engineers should work on repairing what they can repair. We'll go to try and negotiate
Yep.
for extra supplies and such like. But yeah, the crew seems like a trustworthy bunch. So therefore, yeah, let's send them off
Trustworthy,
to...
but not as like knowledgeable of the inner workings of the ship as the gnomes were. Sad we had to let them go. Or that.
Yes, if only some despot had not ruled over them with an iron fist, they might still be with us. If only they'd been paid properly.
Right. We can pay them
Well,
now.
we can partially blame
Fair talk.
Yeah, thanks. My other character.
We could, but I much prefer putting all the blame on Adrian completely unfairly.
That's yeah. All right.
Phoenix and Adrian, as you exit the Nautilus, you realize that in coming in for this hard landing, you've managed to scrape a being into a paste along your skid path of landing.
Yeah.
I don't think even my puns are enough to get him out of this tough scrape. Scrap, I meant, obviously. Yeah.
Is it? Can I examine the remains of this creature to see if it is like biological flesh or some sort of elemental?
Sure, yeah. Make a spout lore.
Yeah, I need to scroll back over to Adrian. And SPO.
Yeah.
I can lend you one of my books if you want to make that a 10.
What does it cost to use a book?
Nothing. It's just a book.
Okay.
It's just one of those items. You get +1 to a spout lore, and then you take off one of its uses.
Oh, I see. Yeah, if you're willing.
We're not that short of money that I'm particularly concerned about whether or not you use a book. So Phoenix will see you trying to puzzle it out and just kind of toss all the books at you.
Okay. Oh,
The official reason is to help. The real reason is he just enjoys throwing things at you.
Right.
And one of them happens to be right.
Yeah. I don't see any of this sort of implication, and just rather catch one out of midair. The rest clatter. Look around.
A brief history of elementals.
Yeah.
Oh, that is useful. It's like, oh, Phoenix is the most shocked of anyone.
Oh god. Okay. Alrighty. Adrian, you managed to scrape together the remaining bits of body that are smeared onto the walkway here.
Mm-hmm.
And you managed to kind of assemble it in a jigsaw fashion, and managed to get a pretty good picture of what this thing looked like.
Yeah. Okay. So a frog lizard. Something. Shark creature.
And your spout lore would have been, you would have racked your brains and read the various books that Phoenix was tossing you, and realized that this is a Slaad, a otherworldly creature that can actually survive in this the chaos of this plane, and they are quite fearsome because they breed using infections in living creatures to create more of them.
Oh, I see. Now I'm trending back toward my previously evil alignment side and wondering if I can maybe, like, regenerate it somehow. Can we use one of the crew members as a host for... No.
What?
No,
I mean, yes, you...
This is what I want to do. This is probably what I won't do, though. Instead, I would prefer to just take a little, like a trowel or something, and scrape up a bit of it and put it in a jar.
Okay. Alright.
Again, did the lungs survive? Sorry.
The chest area got pretty smushed.
Okay, we're reasonably safe from parasiting then. Is there a cure for Slaads becoming? Like if you get infected by Slaad? Now that we know that they're here and they're probably annoyed that we smushed. I just realised we smushed whilst parking. Smoosh Parker.
Yes, there is. But you can't recall off the top of your head what exactly the procedure is.
Phoenix shrugs. He's sure it'll come to him if it proves necessary. No need to spend hours diligently searching for the books when there's more interesting things to be found. He's sure. He also makes a point to ignore the fact that the crazy witch lady has decided to take some more samples because, yeah, that's not something he really wants to get into.
You mean Roga?
I tell you what, though, Silver will probably quite like the claws for his weird daggers and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll collect up the daggers, like claws.
Okay. Yeah, those will make good stabby things. Yeah.
And I'm sure they won't have any parasites that turn people into horrendous monsters.
Of course not. No.
Of course not. No. It's a good thing. Modern medicine doesn't apply to fantasy worlds where you don't want to use animal claws because bad idea. Anyway, yes. I guess we should proceed onwards and hope that it doesn't have too many friends. But I'll definitely have a couple of normal daggers out. No, I'll have my squeaky toy and my shield out. Actually, even better.
Okay.
As we proceed.
That's a good point. I probably should prepare spells. If
Yeah,
I
what's-
haven't already.
Yeah.
Well, you used up your elemental summoning one from last week, I recall. Unless we've managed to pause long enough for you to do it again.
Oh, right.
So yeah, that's kind of up to you guys. Do you want to sort of camp out for a while and prepare spells, or do you want to head on immediately? Yeah. What do you guys want to do here?
Well, it feels like if we've had enough time to put the crew to work, we've had enough time to maybe hang out for
Prepare
just
spells?
a little while.
Yeah. Alright, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, you've taken an assessment of the ship's damage and put the crew to work. Alright. So, okay, Adrian, you're all prepared on spells now. Okay, so I guess I should. So the big blocky structure is the actual castle, and then surrounding it is sort of floating at various angles other sort of clumps of rock and structures that are just kind of hanging there in this brief space of non-chaos.
Okay, so I'm heading the wrong way. Phoenix continues for a few minutes, just to go, then finally returns from his little scouting mission in the wrong direction and goes, I can confirm it is mostly a rock.
Rock.
Though I did see this weird black bit over there that may or may not be a cave and may or may not be an eye socket of some ancient rock monster. But I'm sure it's nothing.
I'm sure.
Nothing, but it still looks interesting. We could probably go over there and paint pictures of it. No.
Phoenix shrugs. Okay, we can head over. By the way, I can only control the blue one, so I'm just assuming I'm blue now.
Yeah, the kind of the party is blue.
Oh,
Ah, right, okay, yeah, that makes sense. We're color coordinated.
Oh, I see. Alright. I see what you're doing then.
So what did you mean, Adrian, by pictures of it?
I don't know. It just occurred to me that we never seem to, like, take pictures of these places we go to.
But how would we take a picture? None of us are artists, and we don't have hours, if not days.
Well, I mean, if one of us was good enough, we could just sit there, have a canvas, and whip up something really fast.
Like in Discworld.
Well, no, I'm not going to steal that idea, even though that's a great idea that I do like.
So what do you think this thing is? Phoenix points to the... I think it looks like a horse and carriage. Is that accurate?
It looks like a robot monster off of Matrix. Off of the Matrix.
Either way, one of us is going to get a shock.
Alright, so camped out on this floating piece of rock here is a masked, he looks to be maybe an elf, perhaps, but he has a cart with a very strange-looking, scaly horse attached, pulling it. And he has a small, kind of a tent covered stall set up here, kind of humming very bored, like, to himself. He sees you guys approach and says, "Oh, my goodness, there's not often travelers here."
Really? With the elementals trying to murder everything that passes through, I can't think why. It's so hospitable, and the views are lovely.
Isn't it? I love the chaos in the morning.
You have time here?
Have what?
Well, you said morning. That implies there's a night time. What? How scary is this place at night? Phoenix says, suddenly getting a whole lot more nervous.
Well, it kind of grows and fades. I mean, the chaos is not a constant thing, but no, there's not really. You're right. There's not really a morning or an evening per se.
You sound quite familiar with the place. You've been here long?
Oh, this is part of my trade route. Yes, it used to be better days here.
Again, you say days.
Adrian, don't bully the poor man. It's entirely different when I do it. Now, Mr. Yeah, trails off. This is the part where you say your name in person. Mr. Let's do an example. It's nice to meet you, Miss. He gestures to
Adrian.
Ah, nice to meet you, Miss Adrian. I am Phoenix.
Nice to meet you, Miss
Please,
Phoenix.
let me introduce you to my good friend. He points to the elf person.
Oh, just call me Trader, he says.
Okay, my good friend Traitor. You know, that's the kind of name that will get you thrown out at parties. For what it's worth, Phoenix is being deliberately obtuse. I realise he said Trader, but Traitor seems much more fitting, so we're running. So, Traitor, has Ras fallen on hard times? That seems unlikely, given how incredibly powerful he is. If trade is bad, I mean.
Oh, yes, yes. This used to be a hub for all the elementals to come, and they would get my wares, and I would get their names in exchange and sell them other places. But now we just have these Slaad crawling in the castle, and the elementals stay away from here. And it's very sad. Because nobody wants to summon a Slaad. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, they do tend to have bad things happen to any settlement that has a Slaad invasion in pretty much every story I've ever heard.
Oh, yes. Yes, so... These are hard times. Hard times.
Are there Slaadin there right now? In this castle you spoke of? Where is this castle?
Over there, big floaty thing, Phoenix points to.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured, but I was like...
Are you blind, madam? It's right over there. It points.
She looks...
To the big
That's
blocky.
unlike any castle I've ever seen, but interesting.
Adrian's kind of, he taps his head, you know, so we try to just humour her. If you could treat her, that would be great. She thinks she can cast fireballs. Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Am I able to hear this?
Oh yeah, Phoenix is not making it subtle.
Glare and...
Adrian, of course you can do fireball.
Yeah, I know. I was about to prove it.
Phoenix smiles back perfectly charmingly, as if he wasn't just having a conversation questioning Adrian's sanity. So, on to more important things. Why hasn't Ras cleared up the castle then? I figured he was quite big on elementals.
I couldn't tell you, sir.
Can't or won't, no.
He said couldn't, special Adrian. Couldn't is neither of those words.
Yeah, right. But he's a traitor. You said so yourself. I can't trust him.
Yeah? That's just a name. I'm not a literal phoenix. Yeah.
I've been hoping.
Okay, fair enough, traitor. We do have some questions about the Slaad. Namely, how tough are they when you don't have a gigantic airship crushing them to death? Hypothetically speaking, if that was your weapon of choice. Because, you know, we may have crushed one. But if we were looking to not crush the others, but instead maybe make them leave peacefully, he puts up air quotes, how would we go about that?
Oh boy.
No, girl. He points to Adrian. Girl. Man points to Phoenix. Girl. Traitor. No, boys. Boys get you arrested.
Phoenix?
Yeah?
I forgot the question.
Sorry. What was the question? The question was basically how do we destroy this Slaad? Are there any particular vulnerabilities, or how would we get rid of them if we were to try to do so? It's the abridged, proper version of that question.
Well, from what I know, they don't have any particular vulnerabilities. let's see. If Ras could be persuaded to, do something about the Slaad, he could presumably get rid of them with no issues. I don't know why he hasn't done that, but that might be the best bet of clearing them out once and for all.
On a similar note, are they vindictive? Do we have anything to worry about if we cause harm to one inadvertently, perhaps?
Not through falling from the sky and crushing them. As was already established, we did not.
This is the second time you've killed something by falling out of the sky.
Is it?
Traitor, how do you know this? Are you already a convert? Have you read book 3 of my preachings?
He takes
Like, damn, those gnomes move fast already in other dimensions.
He pulls out a much crumpled flyer from his cart and says,
Line plank, wow, they really do move fast.
I traded this for, something or other a while ago. This is you? It doesn't. It doesn't much look like you.
Artistic interpretations.
Oh, of course, yes.
Trust me, at some point, me and Ras will be sitting having cups of tea as fellow gods at the top of this tower, castle thing, and all the Slaad will be a thing of the past. Such is the might of Phoenix. For I say it, so it shall be. He makes that weird caw with the wing motion behind himself.
Adrian just drops her face into her hands and shakes her head.
Don't worry, Adrian. I mean, look, on the bright side. My flyers are already considered relics worthy of trade with the greatest of traders of our time. How can that not be a good sign?
That's... yeah.
It's okay. I'll leave you a few relics as well when I ascend to the heavens. But for now, we should focus on our task at hand. Okay. Trader, would you have anything that would be helpful for us getting to meet up with Ras? I'm not terribly fond of the idea of going through a castle filled with Slaad unprepared.
I have. Let me see. He starts to dig around in the back of his cart here. I have. I have this, he says, and pulls out a feathered cloak. Waves it dramatically for effect. And says that this cloak can turn you into a raven. Haha. I don't know whether that would be useful.
Question. If I dye the coat orange, will I turn into a orange raven that could pass at a distance for a very, very small phoenix?
Yes.
Done. What do you want for it? You take gold or barter?
Oh, I have a habit of not taking gold.
Okay, vial of dragon's blood?
Wow. Sure.
Yeah, believe it or not, I actually have that in my items.
That was a while ago. Yeah. I'll make that trade, sure.
Phoenix nods and casually hands over an incredibly powerful alchemical ingredient. Oh, I wonder where I'd get the dye from. Yeah, I'm sure we have something back at the thing that'll do. Oh, just to make sure he puts it on, does he turn into a raven?
Yes.
Go, go! He has an idea, flies very high up into the air, tries to be quiet, and then tries to poop on Adrian's head.
No! Do I spot this? Am I fast enough? Dexterity check, quick.
Phoenix, from your high position.
No. Too late.
I think
Splash.
that's nailed.
No. It smears over your goggles, Adrian.
Oh, God. Oh. The smell.
He just kind of flies down to the other side of the car and goes, "Wow, there's a lot of birds up there, Adrian." He says to the sky that has suspiciously few birds, "You gotta be careful." You
guys,
were already worth 10 vials of dragon blood, Phoenix says, stroking the cloak.
Phoenix, from your high position, you can see the doors of the castle swing open, and a troop of Slaad peer out, and immediately start to investigate the airship.
Caw, caw, caw. I mean, whoops, I better tell the others. And flies back to. Caw, 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 caw. Wait, whoops. Then he realizes something important. How do you take off a cloak that has turned you into another animal when the cloak doesn't appear to be on you anymore when you become the animal? Caw, caw. He starts hobbling, like jumping about, pointing towards the airship, going caw, 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 caw.
Adrian, how do you interpret this mad display of cawing?
I don't, except that it is supremely annoying. So I just reach over and grab what I guess is the cloak and try to pull it off of him. To just yank some sanity into the situation.
Okay. Okay, make a wisdom defy danger.
Uh-huh.
Man.
That helps.
Alright. You grip the raven, you find that edge of the cloak on the raven's body, you peel it off, and then a flash of light, the raven turns back into Phoenix, and the cloak kind of flutters to the ground.
Kya! Phoenix says, pretending to go red and blushing and covering himself. Buy me a few drinks first, Adrian. Come on. My modesty. Oh, also, the ship is being attacked by Slaad.
Oh,
Phoenix says, picking up his cloak.
Well,
not attacked so much as investigated, but let's be honest, they're probably not going to appreciate the remains that we made into this weird kind of sculpture of a Slaad. Maybe they think we worship the Slaad.
Right.
Well, either way, we should probably go do something about that. Trader, it was nice talking to you. We'll do our best to help. Catch you later.
I hope so.
Caw-caw. I mean, bye-bye. You ever never spent much time as an animal, Phoenix says, as they were kind of walking back towards the airship.
No.
It messes with you, Adrian.
I bet it does. I mean,
I want to eat worm.
how many have you been so far? 3, 4?
Enough. Enough that I don't think my diet will ever be the same. Worms and flies. There's so much wrong with me.
And now seeds and other worms. Grub. Oh, what is
Ooh, look, he seems happy to see us. Red is the color of love. Therefore, Adrian, this is your territory.
Oh.
Good luck.
Oh, I was staring at the characters again. Because I need my...
Oh, sorry.
A muscly green, a muscly red Slaad is moving down the path towards you guys. He hasn't seen you guys yet, but
He just kind of ape-like lumbering or something.
yes.
Alright. I have a cool thing I want to try called Ethereal Tether. If you were able to fly, Phoenix, Ethereal Tether totally lets me see things from your vantage point while still being down here. It'd be kind of cool. I don't know.
Okay, I can do that. Also, as a question, is it possible for me to like remove the cloak by myself if I like turn my neck and try and peel it off, kind of thing, as a raven, or will that take more practice?
You can also make a wisdom defy danger.
Okay. Phoenix, now that he's reasonably confident how to get it off, he can make the effort. So yeah, I'll put on the cloak and fly up into the sky.
Okay.
Caw, caw, caw. Oh, he poops down at Adrian to let her know he's in position.
Oh, right. Well, I had to do this first, which is, I think, my perception of it is Vulcan Mind Meld.
Okay, Adrian, oh boy, so you're always going to be able to tell what Phoenix sees. Are you sure you want to do that?
I mean, it's better than what I have to stare at. And
It's worse, actually. It's what I perceive.
Oh.
So, the warped reality, where Phoenix envisions himself as God and Lord of the sky,
Oh, no.
you might perceive the world through that lens.
Well, I mean, we're already in this weird place of chaos. What else could go wrong?
Okay, Adrian, so you're going to focus your attention through the eyes of the Raven?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Phoenix, what are you doing here? You're flying up, you're looking around?
Yeah, probably flying in the general direction towards the airship. I'm guessing it as a Raven. I have like pretty much 180, 360 degree vision. So yeah, I'm flying towards the airship whilst keeping an eye on Mr. Red and Scary over there. I'm guessing I'm the blue flying one, so I'll head over towards there. Don't want the others to be all captured and sladified too quickly.
Yeah. Alright. So, the Slaad have gotten large ropes, and they've attached it to the airship, and they're dragging it towards the entrance of the castle. The archway is actually big enough now that the balloon has deflated to admit the hull of the airship. So they're dragging it into their castle here. The red Slaad has apparently noticed Adrian as it's crouched down, and advancing towards her, kind of as stealthily as it can.
Yeah, Phoenix calls a warning, caw caw caw, because I see I can communicate with you as if you're in the same room, which unfortunately means you still can't understand the word I'm saying. This is still caw.
Right, but at
You
the
can
same time,
communicate.
I can see what you're looking at and kind of
Yeah.
fit the pieces together. And
Wait a minute, Phoenix has a horrible moment of distraction and horror. Will Snowball trying to eat me the first time we're in the room together like this?
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Suddenly Adrian being approached by red and scaly monster is not Phoenix's prime concern, so he flaps off to head into the airship proper to discover the answer to this question. Adrian will be fine.
I'm suddenly blind. No. Wait, what? Look in different directions, completely unable to think clearly. Is there? Oh man, what is my option to? This may have been a mistake. No matter their distance, someone willingly tethered can communicate. There's no way I can cut it off. I don't know. This is a new
Ability,
thing
yeah.
for
Well,
me. I don't know if I know how to work it.
I get the feeling that, you can kind of turn it on and off at will. And really the main thing is the discern realities. You can discern realities at someone else's location. That's
Yeah.
the main mechanism of it.
Right, but being new to this sensation, I'm not sure how to turn it off. And so I just keep looking around the ship instead of at the imminent danger that is actually.
Why on
right
earth
in
did you
front
think
of
it was
my
a good
physical
idea to
self,
give Phoenix
so,
your side?
I mean, I could have done the traitor guy, but he's a traitor, so. So I mean, if this means the Slaad gets the first turn as far as making a hit.
I mean, I was trying to get you back before then, but okay.
I mean, if you would rather he had the action, again, birds have pretty much 360-degree vision, so
yeah,
I would still see the Slaad even as I'm flying away, even if my focus isn't on it.
Right, but my other thought is I am aiming where you're looking instead of where I am, from where I am. So I might just fire a fireball straight up into the air or something like that.
Well, you probably hit our airship and then we'll have a Hindenburg disaster, so let's avoid that.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Alright, Adrian. You awaken to the claws of the Slaad plunging into your chest, doing 9 damage. It gives a gurgle and cruel satisfaction as your blood seeps over its claws. What do you do?
Yeah. I don't. I would. Oh man. No, that's a bad idea. What are you doing? I would I would think I could either fire off a magic missile, which is just boring, or I could create a mirror image, but it's kind of too late for a mirror image.
I thought about a fireball, but then I realized a fireball is at close range going to damage me even further, which is a very bad thing.
You could always try to do that thing where you ignite the fireball at close range and then try to resist your own magic.
Ooh. How do I do that? Arcane? No. That is counterspell.
Yeah.
Counterspell. Okay. I can handle that. Yeah. What's it say? On a 7 to 9, the spell is countered and you forget the spell. Your counter spell protects only you. If the countered spell has other targets, they get its effects. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I will counter.
So you need to put up a spell for 8, if that makes sense, for the anti.
Yeah, I'm thinking like one of my cheap ones, like invisibility or something.
This is why mages are broken. Invisibility is a cheap, easy spell, despite how incredibly useful it is.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Then again, bards pretty much control people's minds at this point, so, you know, this Dungeon World has a lot of broken classes.
Alright.
It's supposed to be, you know, fun and easygoing, not like super.
You're not meant to power game it, definitely.
Right.
Yep. Right. Yeah, so I put up a counter spell to try to block my own fireball.
It will succeed. What are you?
This is for invisibility. I'm just going to put invisibility on the line as far as forgetting things. And then I will cast Fireball for an 8. And I, again, let it attract attention. It's obvious that it will anyway. Seems like an easy pick as far as what I have to undergo.
Okay. Alright, roll for the fireball damage. Okay. Alright, you will unleash a terrific torrent of flame around yourself, Adrian. You're gonna sculpt it in such a way that it avoids your body, but everything else around you is blasted by this flame.
Ooh, could I like superheat myself and make his claws retract and also do the damage? I kind of like that idea.
Sure. The superheated claws of the Slaad rip out of you and seal the wounds behind it as they sear your flesh. And the Slaad will be reduced to a charred skeleton in front of you, Adrian.
Oh, really? Only 8 damage did that? It seemed a little bit more vicious than all that. I'm kind of happy about this. How recoverable am I? Pick myself up and start running toward the ship up the rampway there.
Phoenix, you will note that a few of the Slaad who have been carting the ship into the castle have looked up at Adrian's fireball and are kind of looking down there to see what in the world is going on.
I have the advantage because I saw that too. May I ready a second fireball in the event that they start coming after me?
Sure.
Ugh. They keep getting weirder and weirder.
One of the Slaad will give its warty green chin a scratch and then whack the other ones on the head, give a croak and command them to continue pulling the ship in, and the green Slaad will peer down towards where the traitor usually is and try to figure out where that fireball came from.
Phoenix is inside the ship?
No, the Slaad have not actually boarded the ship.
Well, I thought Phoenix was going after the cat onto the ship.
Oh, did he? I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
Yeah. It was.
Okay.
I thought it was something like that.
Yeah, that was what I was going for.
Okay.
I mean, in fairness, when you start burning, because if at the end of the day, even Phoenix, single-minded as he is, if you started going screaming in pain from being bitten, which I imagine happens because that's a normal reaction, and he's in the same room, which is how the spell works, then even he would stop to try and caw to heal you. But as I put in chat, that doesn't work. So now he has to desperately, once he's inside and safely away from them, or of the Slaads, he'll start desperately pecking to try and pull the cloak off.
Okay.
Alright, roll with your wisdom, Phoenix. Okay. You manage to wrench off the cloak, and you appear as yourself again. So, you want to quickly sing the ditty?
Yep. Our red Slaad's charred to pieces. A foe's attack for now ceases. Her injuries, I guess, will heal with this ditty, full of zeal. Chants out, turning little words into mighty power. And sends it out to try and heal up our poor beleaguered mage out there. So that will be... How badly damaged were you?
It was like 7 or something. 7 down.
Yeah.
Okay, that's well, up to you. Do you want 4d8 healed, or do you want to do a lot more damage?
I will be able to last as is, so let's go with the damaged.
Okay, so you heal 2d8 and you get 4d4 plus 2 damage.
What? You're crazy, Phoenix.
The arcane art is, as I said, broken once again. But I just forgot to actually put anything into healing until the last level up. But now, yeah, lots of
2d4, you said? Additional damage?
4d4.
Oh, it's 4d4. Wow, okay. Alright. I am going to think better of it at this point and cast Magic Missile at all of the Slaadi that are currently dragging the ship. Not necessarily toward the, what do you call him? Overseer guy.
Okay.
Rather the ones pulling at tethers and such. And
Oh no.
what can I do here?
I don't know, is there any way I can aid or interfere with magic? I don't really see how Phoenix could.
I can't either.
I think you're too far away, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Okay. Fount of Knowledge.
Oh man.
Fount of Knowledge. Did I do any spout lore recently?
Yeah, you did actually. You did it on the Slaad.
Ooh. Can I claim my Fount of Knowledge, i.e., when you spout lore about something no one else has any clue about, take +1? I mean, it's obvious that the trader guy, does know about Slaad, so it's not like nobody knew about the things. So I might be kind of grasping at straws here.
You get the +1 to the spout lore.
Oh, that's not just a generic +1. Okay. See, I have all these things I've never used before.
Alright, you as this bullfrog-like face peers down at you, Adrian. You will the words of the spell will fall from your mind, and you will start shaking in unrealistic fear of this frog-like creature that is waddling towards you. And the spell will fail.
Okay.
Damn it, Adrian. The might of the gods flowing through you, and you can't even utter a couple of words. Okay, it's down to the true hero of this tale. Silver, go stab things.
The Slaad will raise up his staff, and a bolt of lightning will jet towards you, Adrian, as the deep chuckle of the bullfrog-like Slaad fills the air. Power!
I will end my ongoing spell with Phoenix. The ethereal tether. It's not technically a spell, it's more of a move. But if I could end that and use that as spell defense. No, not really. It doesn't have a level.
Mechanically,
I can't because it doesn't have a level.
You have counterspell.
I do. Oh, do I?
As a move, yeah.
Is that what I just used? Yeah, that's what I just used. I can do that. I have more cantrips. I'll throw up, like, Unseen Servant or something. And defy danger with intelligence. Counterspell. Yeah.
Man, alright. The lightning from the Slaad arcs towards you, but as it would be about to touch you, it splinters away from your willpower and your arcane ward that you managed to put up. Mm-hmm. The Slaad will peer down at you, blink its eyes, and say, "A spell user!"
I hear this. Yeah, no more second guessing my infernal abilities, and I will summon all the courage I have left and fire off a fireball at it again.
Oof.
Finally.
Man.
Alright, so what did I miss, guys? What happened?
The Slaad scared me off, fired a lightning bolt at me. I dispelled it successfully with a counterspell, and then have now sent another fireball at him.
Alright.
To confirm, that Slaad's far enough away that we are not in the blast radius, right?
Yes.
Right, okay.
The distances here are pretty large. I mean, the balcony that you guys were on originally was more than enough to hold the Nautilus on, and that's a pretty
so
big
the
ship.
distances are pretty large as the Raven flies.
Yeah. Alright.
The Orange Raven.
I haven't died it yet. I'm still a boring Black Raven who can actually blend in and do stealthy missions instead of a bright, all over the place multicolored Raven, yes.
The Oriole. Ooh, we can make an Oriole.
Now, on a 10 plus, Adrian, you have the capacity to increase the power of the spell.
Again, it's stuff I don't remember I have, but yes.
With your extra damage boost, though, you probably don't need it.
Oh, I forgot about the extra. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
That's true. Alright. You will, Adrian, you will feel bolstered by. Man.
To be fair, actually, Sean, Russell got you. Can I make sure I'm reading this right? Because the reason it's adding up so high is one of the moves lets me pick one of the casts, if you like, and double its effects. Does that double its base effect, or does it double it after all the other stuff has been added? Because if it's just the base effect, it would be 3d4. But if it's doubling everything, it becomes 4d4.
I think it would double the base effect, but we can go with this for now.
Okay. I think it would only be -1 anyway, so it'd be 17 total.
Alright. bolstered by Phoenix's inspiring words, Adrian, you cast the fireball. It roars out from you. The Slaad will make an effort to block it with his staff. You'll hear a "Grah!" as the fireball consumes him despite his effort to block it.
Yeah,
And
it just basically wraps around the staff and him.
yeah. His arm chars, his face chars, and then the rest of his body just kind of crumbles into burning bits of Slaad as...
Ooh, can his staff survive?
A charred and blackened piece of stone clatters to the walkway here as the Slaad dies.
Snowball, fetch.
Snowball is nuzzling your legs in a panic, Phoenix, as the warty voices of the remaining Slaad on the crew tug slowly on the airship and bring it closer and closer to the castle doors.
It's okay, Snowball. I know what must be done. Let's go negotiate with the evil monsters. He picks him up and puts it on his shoulder like a parrot or something, and then walks off to go talk to the Slaad leader, who I'm sure will be perfectly happy to speak now that the other one's been burnt to a crisp. Oh, can I hang off of the our new, whatchamacallit? I want to say boss, but I don't think that's called it. The figurehead. Whilst I address the Slaad people.
Yes, you can do that.
Slaads, lizard things. That little bit of gloop that we kind of crushed earlier. Hearken to me, for I am Phoenix the Sky God. Caca. I wish to know why you've decided to try and take over my vessel and attacked my subjects and devotees. Cough, crew members.
They look up in complete confusion for a moment, and then one of them elbows the other one and gives a croaky laugh. This one says he's a sky god.
You doubt my majesty? Phoenix says, twirling his raven's cloak that he isn't quite wearing because he doesn't want to become a raven, but he's holding it in his hand, so therefore he feels he should twirl it. Look, I have feathers. He points to the feathers. I'm called Phoenix. What more skyness do you need? Why, I bet I could call lightning, as if from a wooden staff, for instance, right down on this very spot, if I should so wish. You know, if somebody off stage were to use a lightning rod, I could do, well, as if that were the case, but of course it wouldn't actually be the case, because it would actually be divine. Oh yeah, and then he remembers he's actually got the connection with Adrian. Adrian, get the damn staff!
Yeah. And she starts running up the little rocky ramp here. You said it was a stone, though. Is that still just a stone, or is it a full staff, or something I can...
It's a carved stone staff. They don't really have any wood here to make it out of.
Oh,
but...
that makes sense. Yeah, I pick it up, shake it in my hand, and then, it could work. And I'll try to cast whatever it is toward the rest of the Slaad.
By the power invested in me by myself, because I'm a god, I summon forth lightning, Phoenix says, and casts it down upon the Slaad who laughed.
Oh, hey, it worked.
I think this is the first time any of these bluffs have worked.
Alright, Adrian. You feel the latent powers in the staff. You point it towards the Slaad, and a massive burst of electrical energy gushes towards everything in that direction.
Now, to be, no, I don't want to say anything. I'm getting into the science of lightning, and the study has been that as soon as it strikes the ground, the actual power goes on the upstroke back to whatever.
Also, lightning
originated.
doesn't shoot out of stone. I think we can safely disregard science.
Okay, I'm good with this. I don't want to have a backlash of anything, but it would totally look cool if it came back up.
The lightning from the staff strikes, kind of ripples back and forth between striking the Slaad and striking the Nautilus, and running along its alembic current wires in there.
Man. Yeah, at least it looks cool.
Phoenix kind of realizing the problem here, what with hanging off the outside of it, and therefore all the lightning rods and conductors, which I imagine an airship must have if it's up in the sky going through storms and stuff like that. It must have some way of getting rid of the lightning. Probably means it's going to go through him, uses the cloak, like stretches it taut behind him, and jumps down from the figurehead as if he himself was a lightning bolt and flutters down to amongst the Slaads, kind of floating with the cloak because he doesn't want to get electrocuted, but still has to make this appear godlike. So therefore, yeah, he'll float down to be amongst those who are suffering at his majesty, divinity, even.
Roll for Constitution, Phoenix.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. Oh, it's all saying no character founder selected. I'll just roll it from this.
Really?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Oh, excellent.
Wow.
Lucky
Okay.
roll. 11.
Phoenix, you cut an amazing figure as you majestically float down, lightning flickering all around you, the Slaad eyeballs exploding in their sockets from the majesty and the lightning careening through their bodies.
Now you're reminding me that a week ago I did watch Raiders of the Lost Ark.
All Phoenix is thinking on the way down is, damn it, Adrian was right, we do need to take more pictures.
As the storm of lightning energy ceases, Adrian, you notice that there's a crack formed in the stone of the staff.
Really? Oh no. Ooh, that can't be good. Can I analyze it at any level?
You can discern realities
Sure.
on the staff.
I'll pay a little bit more attention than is necessary to determine if there's anything with the staff. Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
I'd say what is about to happen
All right. The staff has cracked, so it may be dangerous to use now that its integrity is compromised. And it may electrocute you. It might explode. It might not work entirely. So, in general, it's going to be dangerous to use.
Now, what did happen? What caused this?
The massive burst of lightning combined with trying to counter your massively powerful fireball is probably what caused it to weaken the integrity of it.
Okay. Third one, I don't know. I'm thinking I'll just throw it out, but I'm more like...
Perhaps what should we be on the lookout for in terms of repairing it? Is it possible to repair?
Yeah, that does seem like the most reasonable. And I was thinking of that, but I didn't know if that really
It's tricky to know how to word these, isn't it?
Right.
Kind of, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it would be possible to repair it if you had access to a place of power or a ritual space.
I mean, I kind of do. I don't want to abandon everyone, but I do have a place of ritual power. And I would assume the Slaad that I killed to get the staff, or that we've all killed to get the staff, also has his own source of power, which we might be able to find at some point. But what you're saying is ritual is my only option on which to repair it.
To repair it so it's not dangerous, yeah.
Okay. I look back up and try to bring myself back into the moment to find out what else is happening, since I kind of got preoccupied with this.
Were any of the Slaad left alive to witness my majesty?
Yes, one of them furthest away managed to only lose one eye and have half of its body kind of charred by the lightning. He's kind of glaring at you and kind of propped against the doors of the castle.
O foolish heathen that stands before me, I hope that now you see my glory, for it is in suffering that you are cured, that you no longer be inured to damage most foul and fearsome, for my wrath is... He pauses for a moment, thinks it over. Clear to some. And yeah, I'll try to heal the dangerous person. I'm a nice god after all.
You're trying to heal this lad?
Yeah. Again, I don't have anywhere to strictly speaking click on, so I'll just do the charisma roll. We know a marquee, you know. Okay, so to read out what that means. He will be healed for 3d8 damage. I'll have his mind shaken free of one enchantment, just in the off chance he's being brainwashed. And GM, You get to choose either draw unwanted attention or magic reverberates to affect everyone around us.
All right. All right, Phoenix. As you heal. Sheesh. Let me just give you guys the token representatives here. So now, if you click on the blue balls, it should be yours and Adrian's characters.
Cheers.
I can still move the
All
bottom
right.
one.
Okay, this red slod is as your healing words touch it, is going to explode into Hulk-like health as his muscles regenerate and the wounds heal over.
Hulk-like? Does he now tower above us and like yell things?
He's pretty beefy now. Yeah.
In fairness, I'm pretty sure the giant lizards always towered over us, but now they really, really tower over. Well, lads, I hope you have now seen that I am a great and mighty gods. I can take away. He gestures to the probably still sizzling mass of the other slads, and I can give back great strength. Gestures to you, slad. But fear not. We are here not to crush all your kin, but instead to send them on the way to new and more fertile lands. So I say, so it shall be. Ta-ta.
From inside the castle, Phoenix, you can hear a vastly amplified voice saying, "Who disturbs me?"
Ross, is that you? I'm coming to say hello. It's your pal, Phoenix. We haven't met yet, but I'm sure we'll be friends.
A ball of a flaming eyeball will appear, will merge through the wall and peer down at all of you, including your buffed up slod, half enchanted slod guy, and you'll hear a rumble of laughter. What do you do?
Sorry, Sean. He's cured of enchantment. It's not an enchantment that I put on him. It's if he has any that they're removed. Mental enchantments. Although, of course,
I'm sorry. Were you healing him and kind of charming him?
No,
or
no.
Were you just healing?
It was a heal, and then just removes all enchantments, or removes a mental enchantment. Here, I'll put the text down for you. That's my bad, mate.
No, that's fine. Okay.
That's why I was talking to him afterwards to try and kind of go, you really don't want to fight us. I can destroy you. I can make you whole. You don't want to fight us. That was why I was going after him.
Yeah.
It was just in case he was brainwashed by the Slad sorcerer to kill anyone who kills him or anything like that.
No, he's just being a slot. Make a parlay, Phoenix.
Okay.
Since we have the mechanism for it. Oh, oof, oof.
Another companion get. I'm gonna have a menagerie at this point. Mystical menagerie. I will write the new book.
You're just gonna make friends with everybody on this island.
Well, I now have a floating fiery eyeball to add to the collection. Phoenix murmurs, kind of looking up. He waves, quite happily. Hello.
Alright, so the Slaad will start to back away from you, Phoenix, and move to open the doors and kind of get out of your way. The eyeball, the flaming eyeball, will track the movement of that Slaad, and
Phoenix quickly throws a set of pamphlets at the giant Slaad. Don't forget to spread the word, convert.
Where are you keeping these pamphlets?
I don't know, but I purchased 500 of them, so my guess is some on me, some on the ship.
We just have a Vistaprint distributor everywhere we go. They drop ship worldwide.
However many 100 gold buys you, which was quite a lot as I recall. I'm gonna make a new one specifically for Slaads for next week or next fortnight.
As the Slaad backs into the shadows of the castle, a beam of energy will jet through the Slaad's retreating form and through the door, just missing any of you. But the Slaad will crumple to the floor.
Is he still breathing?
With a huge hole burned in his chest. No, he's dead.
No! Slaad won!
We can't win
I'm afraid we don't have a chance to name you, but
I'm
Slaad!
to myself as I watch the TV-like projection in my mind. I'll just mutter to myself, can't win them all, and trudge up the hill.
You're perceiving the horror and utter misery that Phoenix feels, you heartless person.
True.
Your reaction. Fiery eyeball in the sky. Why did you do this thing? He was a new man, beast, lizard thing. He had his whole life ahead of him, with a whole new outlook on life on it.
The flaming eye will turn to regard you, Phoenix, and say that you are an amusing, fleshy one, which is why I haven't killed you yet. Let's see, am I in a generous mood today? You can hear the no, I guess you can. The doors will creak open of their own accord, and the flaming eyeball will glow with increased viciousness as the magically amplified voice says, It has been so long since I've had any sort of entertainment. Let's make this fun. I will only send one Slaad against you per hour. So do your best to survive. If
But
you
why
survive,
Slaad 1? He had so much to live for.
if you survive for damn it. He doesn't say that.
Yes, he does.
Whenever the whim strikes me, I will send only one slot to go against you. And if you survive for 3 rounds of that, I will grant you a boon. How about that, mortals? Would you like that?
Ras, can you restore the dead to life?
What's that?
Ras, can you restore the dead to life? Phoenix says, still staring morosely at Slaad 1.
Why would I want to do that?
Because you promised me a boon, and that's what I want. I want Slaad 1 restored to life. When, not if, we complete your challenge. Adrian can have whatever boring thing she wants, and Silver can have something too, but Slaad 1, who is now my, even in death, first convert of the Slaads, I want him back. You took him unfairly from me.
Fine, that's your boon. Fine.
Yes! Phoenix then walks over to Slaad 1 and uses his Amulet of the Dead. It's okay. You will be back with us soon, brother. I will restore you. Such is my great might.
The Slaad comes back alive enough to its eyes peering up at you. Do you have any questions for me, Phoenix?
Nah, just rest, brother. Soon we can have all the time in the world to communicate. Pat. He pats the kind of mass, or, well, whatever's left of the mass outside of the hole in the chest. Just kind of pets it on the head. It's okay. I'll make all the boo-boos, probably.
Okay. Wow. The Slaad at your command goes back into its peaceful death. And as you guys look back over the multitude of corpses here, you think you can see a dark shadow moving from Slaad body to Slaad body, and offering the corpses some sort of solace as their souls depart. Except for that one.
Yeah, Phoenix King glares at the shadow and stands guard over his chosen Slaad. Goes, yep, move along. It's all good.
Okay. Wow.
So, Adrian, Slaad menaces, one at a time. You're our fiery, magically stabby, well, less stabby. All the other things. Fighter person, you handle it. I'm gonna go chat to Traitor.
Right. Right. She walks up.
Oh, just as he's kind of walking past, kind of thing. Oh, what are you going to wish for?
I didn't know if it would apply to me, so I haven't thought of anything specific yet.
Yeah, I made sure to get you and Silver both having a boon as well. Aren't I a great guy?
Yeah, actually, yeah, except that you're leaving me to fight the things, so, well, we'll see if that works.
You'll do fine. Besides, it's not like you really fight so much as you tap into my magic abilities and just send fire towards our enemies. It's basically like me fighting, but by proxy. And none of us actually has to fight because we don't get anywhere near them. So it's all good. You can send Silver if you're desperate, but he seems to be enjoying his nap time.
Yeah. I glare over.
Apparently one of the engineers hit him with a spanner.
Can only imagine why.
Phoenix shrugs. I like not to think about that.
Alright. Well, I think the smart thing would be to send the ship's crew to continue repairing everything. Maybe we can just escape before the first creature is unleashed. That's
Hey, Adrian, we can't escape until we've completed the challenge by Ras. Oh, Felix also pauses. Huh. I probably should have asked for Ras to give me the power to restore the dead. That way I could have cut out the middleman and done this a whole lot more often. Oh well, live and learn.
The crew is, according to what they estimate, they are able to repair the damage to the airship as far as crashing into the landing here and repairing the whatever damage your lightning attack did, Adrian. But they do say that we're running pretty low on the levitation orbs. We have maybe enough to get us eventually levitating again. But
we
they're gonna have
using them, the orbs themselves. We started burning them up for certain reasons last time.
Yeah. And then they got caught up in that lightning storm, and that blew up a bunch of them.
There's only like one or two left by my estimation. Because we lost half last time. We used 2, and now how many have we burned back up? Ooh, that's a lot of D44. Right. Well, my thought is to find this ritual power source and possibly just fabricate more orbs, given their magical nature. Perhaps we can just conjure them. Is this going to be possible?
Potentially, yes.
Potentially. Nice electrical term there.
Yeah.
I heard there was this crazy scientist, presumably they talked to the dead or something like that. He claimed that everything was made up of elements, Phoenix says with quotation marks. So, theoretically, you can make anything in here, just with the right elements. That's right. Obscure periodic table reference.
Adrian, as you going about seeing what the crew is doing and seeing how the repairs are going, your chest, where the claw marks of the Slaad attacked you, starts to ache and get very painful.
This I don't like. No, I don't like it in the least. Ow. I suppose there's nothing we can really do about it. Can I... Is there a chance I've been infected? Assuming that the knowledge that we know about these things is actually true. I'm guessing I'm going to turn into one eventually.
That would be a logical guess.
Oh, is this our worry that Adrian may be turning Slaad?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I should do that spout lore to see if I could work out the cure for it. Who mentioned?
Yeah, you can try to do a spout lore, Phoenix.
Okay. Seven, not quite a fail, but not quite a starring success either.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Phoenix, thanks to your vast amount of lore, you you know that the transformation into a Slaad only progresses as long as the subject is alive. I guess not.
Okay. Phoenix kind of muses that over, then decides to just say it outright. So, if you're dead, you don't become a Slaad, Phoenix says, carefully putting the squeaky toy aside and pulling out one of his throwing daggers and just kind of tossing it into the air with a very devilish smile on his face. It's fairly clear he's joking, though, for what it's worth.
thing is, if I die, I don't know what this'll do. And she reaches up and taps her forehead, and her third eye blinks open.
Well, here. He tosses across the undead amulet. Why don't you try talking to the Slaad, see if they have any ideas for more permanent cures, and whilst you're talking to them, I don't know exactly how the magic in this amulet works, but you're probably some kind of dead anyway, because how else can you talk to the dead without having some line of communication? It should slow it down at the very least, and you might get some answers from the Slaad.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, but I do want it back. Being able to talk to the dead is kind of in part of the whole, image I'm going for here. He makes the whole caw motion, but doesn't actually make the noise this time.
Yep, I won't break it, I promise. I hope, she says under her breath.
What was that? Mrs. about to be turned into a weird lizard freak thing.
Instead, she just puts the amulet on. Assuming that's how it works.
Alright, as you touch the amulet to the dead Slaad, its decaying eyes will open, and it will peer around frantically. Who summoned me back from death? I was so comfortable.
You're still dead. Don't worry, I say to it. You are still dead. But I need to know something. If, say, I were to turn into one of you, would there be a way to stop it from happening? Anything at all? Other than dying myself?
The Slaad will give a growl and grind its teeth, but because the amulet forces it to tell the truth,
Wait, it does? Oh, that amulet's incredibly useful. I never knew that.
I'll make sure you do get it back then.
Let's see. It forces dead things to tell what they knew in life. So not necessarily the truth, but what they know or would have known.
What they perceive to be true, if it's actually true
right.
or not.
Okay, cool. I just thought it was a fun way to crack jokes with my undead, with the skulls that I have.
I love those skulls.
I know. I especially like the fact that because I keep them on my shoulders, Snowball's new position as part parrot involves basically curling up on top of the skulls. It's like the skull's now got hair. Big hairy cat tail.
That's a disturbing mental image.
Yeah, it's more disturbing when you think of what Phoenix must looks like. Raven cloak, red clown nose, elf. 2 skulls, 1 on each shoulder, Snowball. Yeah, he doesn't exactly look like your standard bardish character, despite his image. Weirdly, we looked for fan art of that and it doesn't exist. Clown nose wearing, skull toting, cat on shoulder, elves are somewhat rare in anyone's imagination.
I'm determined to make it now.
I am too.
Okay. Just remember to have little side drawings, the ones which normally show you from a different profile. One with a, what do you call it? One where he's a raven and one where he's got a frog's head.
Did you ever see Iguana Mouth on Tumblr? Where she took the hamburger helper guy and took his glove off And she's like, this is what he looks like underneath the glove, and it's like this weird bird-legged skeleton thing with a big red nose. It's creepy as hell, but awesome. I need to go find it now.
Are you talking about the hamburger helper guy?
Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome. Wait, I might have it somewhere.
I'm afraid I don't, but I don't know of it, but I'm very curious now.
Well, it was a thing that went around, but she made it extremely cool. There it is.
I was going to have you guys encounter a pie in the sky, and those were going to be on it. No, I don't have it.
I just wrote it into the text chat portion.
Oh, that's creepy. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's lovely. Phoenix, that's your spirit animal.
That sounds legit. Wasn't there actually a shaman class for Dungeon World as one of the fan-made ones that literally let you make spirit totems for spirit animals?
Yes, I think one of them was, yeah. They also had like a Lovecraftian warlock kind of thing, which I always thought was cool. Okay, back to Adrian. Back to Adrian and her little problem.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I became a slog, that would be kind of cool. But I don't want it to be a permanent thing. I don't want anything to be a permanent thing, not really.
Alright, the Slaad will grind its pointy teeth together, but will finally stir one of its limbs and point downwards, and say that this is the plane of transformation. You might find among the sands of the forgotten, one of the entities there can reverse the transformation.
That assumes the transformation should have already taken place, because I don't even want to go that far. Ow.
Is that another question?
Yes.
Okay. There would probably be less of a cost if you were not fully transformed.
Well, that's promising.
Ask if there's a way, assuming that I'm able to get this through the ethereal link thing, because I'm not sure if I do or don't, but if I do, ask if there's a way to control it so you can hulk and unhulk at will.
Is the ethereal tether both ways, or is it just one way?
I think from how it was worded, it's just one way.
I think the perception and the perceiving is one way, but the communication, but I could be wrong, that's it's not a obvious one for interpretation.
Someone willingly tethered can communicate with you over the tether, as if you were in the same room. So I think I could talk back. Oops.
Yeah. So yeah, you could relay this back to Phoenix if you wanted.
Yeah. And I'm assuming I do, because that is a good question. What was the actual benefit of this amulet, out of curiosity? It's like 3 questions, and then it explodes or has to recharge or something?
It is it's an amulet that has the cleric spell Speak to Dead on it, or imbued into it with places. It allows up to 3 questions to be asked, and then the body goes back to its eternal sleep.
But the amulet can be used again sometime later.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's all I needed to know, because I don't want to suddenly ruin the amulet and then...
You realise we've now learned more about this amulet in one session than we have had since Mog gave it to me, like,
Very true.
months ago, because Phoenix was literally a magpie and just went, ooh, I want that. I don't need to know how it works or what use it is, just shiny.
And then, so finally, I will ask, so tell me, is there a way I could be able to take on the form of a slog myself, but then emerge from it a normal human, or elf, I should say, and transfer back and forth at will?
If Adrian does get that ability, can you imagine how many fights I'm going to force you into as the only fighter then? Because you are literally the magic person and the tank and the melee combatant.
Right. Do we want to go?
Although like a green slot, which is a spellcaster, might be actually interesting to be.
That's true.
Okay. The spirit of the slot is compelled by the amulet to say that perhaps he will gesture it back to the depths of the castle and say that perhaps King Oog could grant your request as a boon if you wanted to become a Slaad at will. That would actually be really... He would actually be into that, because you'd be like a perfect spy. I mean...
Ould, you said? U-L-D?
Oog.
Oog.
O-O-G.
Oh, Oog. His name is Oog, not Ras. I mention across the ethereal tether. This may not be the wizard we're looking for. The eyeball, I mean. Oog? Who's Oog, I ask the Slaad.
The corpse is unmoving.
Yeah,
It's spirit.
I figured. Alright. Moving on to the next dead Slaad. No.
Let me rest.
Go away.
End this tormented existence.
Leave me alone. 5 more minutes. Yeah. Okay. I walk away then. So there's another creature on a different level to this plane, a different island, who might be able to cure it. Maybe this king inside of this castle will let me transform, because that would be kind of cool. Well, now you got me thinking on this boon idea again. So. I look around, see if Phoenix is anywhere within throwing distance so I can give the amulet back.
I was over talking to Traitor.
Oh.
I specifically wanted to ask him if he had the way of removing the cloak that didn't feel like I had to undergo some mystical trial, because he's noticed the kind of effect that wisdom check had on him, and he wants to know, is this safe? If it's not safe, I want some kind of recompense for my
Oh, the trader will. The trader will say, "Oh no, it's perfectly safe. It's not cursed. I swear, I guarantee it."
Okay. So what happens if I don't resist the mental effect?
Right. Then you can try again in an hour.
Oh, okay. Not horrific then. Okay, I can somewhat live with that. Oh, wait, sorry, I think Adrian's calling for me. She seems to be waving and speaking into my mind. It's kind of weird. She does that kind of thing. Oh, wait, she can tell I'm talking. Never mind. Pretend we weren't talking about her. Whistle unsuspiciously. Whistle, Phoenix says. Whistle. Catch you in a bit, Traitor. Also, we're doing really well on the whole sladding thing. We're even going to go and speak to... Well, who was it? Ook? Yeah, we're going to speak to Ook about turning all the slads into humans or something, or possibly elves or something. We're not sure yet, but we're working on it. It's all good.
Oh my goodness.
Is that you catching the slad racial ability?
Yes.
We could have a new race for Dungeon World games.
Actually, it's a cool race, too.
Yeah. Lizard people often make cool races. The whole turning everything parasitic might be a bit overpowered, but, beyond.
Well, I mean, we have, like, Immolator, and everybody likes the idea of Immolator, because fire creature, casting fire things and
yeah,
stuff.
That's true.
Yeah, give them something else to jump on as a cool race and not a cliche race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. What the fiery eyeball has faded back into the castle by now. What do you guys want to do here?
I win.
What's that?
I win.
Oh.
He points to where the eyeball used to be. Staring contest.
Oh.
He went away. I won.
The fiery eyeball reemerges. What?
Nothing. Oh wait, actually better yet. She said it. Points to Adrian. Yeah. So. What was this? What did the dead have to say? Phoenix says that once he gets there.
The dead one? Oh. He said that there's another creature somewhere around here who could possibly cure it once the transformation has started. And that the eyeball creature in the castle there might actually like the idea of my ability to change back and forth. into one of these weird slod creatures.
Oh. Wait, so the weird eyeball creature isn't rat?
Not according to the Slaad. According to the Slaad, he's called Oog. I don't understand. We might.
That does explain why he seemed rather amused when I kept calling him Raz. Ah well, even gods can't be right all the time. Right. Well, yeah, let's go speak to... Oh, wait. Eyeball, I won the staring contest. Oh, I was kind of hoping you would appear. Phoenix mutters to Adrian. Would have been quicker than trying to find them again. Oh well. You want to go try and track them down?
I kind of. Maybe, yeah. I think that's probably the best chance we have as of now. But we also have to be on the lookout for Slaad. As he did.
I'm sure Silver can handle guarding here if we go into the castle.
Alright.
Besides, if Oog is the floating eyes master, I still need to go meet up with Raz and see how he's doing. He'll probably be up in the top of the tower.
I see. Yeah. Seems like a good enough plan to me.
Well, ladies first into the jaws of hell.
Right.
Alrighty, you guys enter the doors of the castle, and emblazoned into the floor here is a beautiful mosaic that depicts the divisions of this plane. Floating in the middle is the castle, and then in either direction the elements kind of gradually clump together into the fiery region and the earthy region and the watery region and the airy region.
Right. So a map of the plane.
What's that?
So a map of the plane.
Right. I'll put it right there. Yeah, it doesn't really help.
Wish I had really, really big tracing paper, Phoenix mutters as he starts sketching.
Right. Yeah, that would be helpful. She looks around. Anything? Well. Oh, I gave away my. Well, She pulls out her bag of books, leafs through one of them, seeing if any of the pages are thin enough to do anything with.
Do you want to spout lore?
Sure.
Okay. And you can take the +1 for this because you would probably know quite a bit about this plane.
Alright.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. According to the mosaic and according to what you know of this place, Adrian, there should be a method to summon pathways from this castle to the 4 major elemental areas.
Mm-hmm. Summoning pathways and the idea of that makes me very happy. in general. Because I was imagining, oh, what could I, if I found a ritual place of power, could I maybe make another portal area and then link to it from anywhere? And then maybe start making a portal network of sorts that I can just wander around the multiverse at will. But this is my grand plan for existence. Phoenix can become a god all he wants. I just want to be able to go anywhere at any time.
You do realise that Phoenix will claim that the ability to teleport everywhere is just part of his divine powers now?
Yeah, I know.
You have heard that, of course, it is possible to make portals to the elemental regions of this plane, and it is possible if you have an established gateway or portal, that you can kind of reference that portal from other places if you know the coordinates and the special symbols to access it. You would probably know this just kind of as part of your advanced teachings as a wizard.
Right.
So if you could encounter a portal or a standing gate thing within this region, you could take the time to write down its coordinates and so forth.
Within this plane, you mean? The
Sure.
coordinates within this plane? Because I'm thinking
Sure.
like the coordinates from the prime material plane to here would be more like, oh, enter such and such desert, and now you can access the fire plane or whatever.
Interesting.
This is how I've heard it described.
Those things do exist. I think they're called vortexes, at least in the planescape thing. Where like you dive into a volcano on a prime material world and emerge into the fire plane.
Okay. See,
That is also possible, but that seems to be a little bit more dangerous than having the rigor of a portal, if you will.
True. Okay. Knowing this, I will keep it to myself for now.
Okay.
But then mention, if we find anything that looks like a teleportation device or chamber or something, to keep note of it, because it's I'd be interested.
Adrian can probably perceive Phoenix's distrust for this, as if to say, what are you up to?
Right.
But he doesn't say anything, it's just kind of a raised eyebrow, kind of,
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out. I thought these things, sorry, apparently Phoenix is gender confused suddenly. He gestures to the map. I thought these things led to where we needed to go, or where you could go in this place. Is that not enough of a gateway to other places?
This is... It could be, but I think it's more of a general overview of where we're at right now.
Okay.
Is that true? That this only shows the north, south, east, west, and center? Or do those facets that were on there, the crazed look, actually spell out portally areas?
No, that is just a mosaic.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's just the actual physical layout of the map pattern.
Got it.
It's not actually pathways or whatever. The purple, I didn't have a good way to represent this, but the purple is really that chaotic maelstrom of elemental energies.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to do it as like, combinations of red and blue and brown. It really didn't look good. So
No, it's fine. But the black spot in the middle is where we're at. So
yes.
The eye of the hurricane type of.
Yeah.
Okay. What does that mean?
Okay. You're going to hear, you're going to suddenly hear chanting from a direction that you guys were sure was empty the moment before. A green Slaad will be standing there, his hands outstretched. And then you will see its eyes slump down into sleep, and it'll collapse to the floor as it messes up its spellcasting.
So if I do go through with this transformation thing, will I become as stupid as that?
Hey, you could mess up a spell as easily as that guy did. Well, hang on.
Phoenix kind of wanders over to the unconscious guy. Squeak! Squeak, squeak, squeak! And keeps bapping him on the nose. I'm a great conquering hero. Squeak, 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 squeak.
The Slaad will wake up as you touch it, and grab your ankle, Phoenix. What do you do?
He kind of looks down at the ankle, looks back up to the lizard. Squeak! And bops him on the nose, hoping that it was just so unexpected that he could wriggle free.
Yeah, the Slaad is not impressed. It's
Phoenix shrugs back at it. I tried. That would be a good time for someone to borrow my magical power.
Uh-huh.
Phoenix, you have armor, right?
Yeah.
Alright. A jet of magical energy will shoot from the Slaad's hand that it's using to gesture with. But the darts of energy will scatter off of your shield and dissipate harmlessly.
I am immortal. He whispers right up into the Slaad's ear.
I whisper right up into Phoenix's ear. I wouldn't let him hang on to you for too long. The claws really hurt. And I will point my finger and cast magic missile straight into the Slaad's face.
Okay. Roll for cast spell. Alright.
I'll go ahead and forget it.
Okay.
Seems fair.
Roll for damage.
Damage.
Alright.
But mind you, this is at point blank range.
This is what?
Point blank range.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll count for a little more than that.
Okay. The blow from the magic missile is enough to loosen its grip on Phoenix, and it tumbles back several feet before it can scramble to its feet. The side of its face all bloody and mangled from your magic missile.
Yep.
Phoenix steps forward once again and bops him on the nose with the big inflatable one again. Boop. And then, whilst he's kind of looking at us as to say, why do you keep doing that, he stabs him with the other hand with his knife. So, I'll roll hack and slash.
Yep.
But, yeah, basically, make them think you've got no weapon on you, and then stab them with the other hand. Totally legitimate fight. Until it isn't.
No.
Oh, no.
Nothing I can do to aid or interfere with that.
Yeah, no, I think that's an outright fail anyway.
Not on a 3. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Blah.
Wow. Okay, Phoenix. The Slaad will breathe in a massive breath, hold it, and then exhale a actually no. We'll hold its breath and then gesture, and a cloud of poisonous fog will wrap around you and the Slaad, drifting towards Adrian. The poisonous fog will eat into your flesh, doing 10 damage to you.
Okay. Phoenix kind of coughs, sputters, tries to hold his breath where he can, realises he's holding poisonous breath, and coughs and sputters some more as he tries to stagger out of the thing. Immortal, still like to breathe though.
Adrian, the poisonous fog is rolling towards you. What do you do? Phoenix is in there somewhere.
Right. I could throw another counterspell at it. I mean, it's not a spell, but at least not as far as
It
I
is
know.
a spell.
Oh, it is. Oh. I could throw another counterspell at it, i.e. light or something. And light seems like a appropriate counterspell with which to dispel it, I would say. Dispel. Huh. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, that succeeds. Alright. So okay, you're going to forget your light spell, but the fog is going to roll around you, and not actually enter your area as you counter it.
Right. But it's not going to clear the room either.
Phoenix, what do? You're stuck in this poisonous fog. The Slaad is somewhere in this fog of poison.
I think Phoenix would. Honestly, it's quite tricky because I can't speak because obviously that requires breathing, and breathing in this fog is probably not a good idea. So I imagine he's going to pick a direction and just kind of stagger out in that direction in the hope of breaching the cloud, waving his shield in front of him to try and dispel as much as he can to get breaths in.
Okay. You are in luck. You managed to blunder out of the poisonous fog and into an extension of the corridor. But Adrian must be on the other side of that fog.
Phoenix shrugs and lights a torch and tries to set the fog on fire. He's fairly certain Adrian's fireproof. She never seems to be burned by her fireballs, so yeah. I'll just set this probably combustible fog on fire.
Do you have like a
It's just going to be adventuring gear, and I would just be using one of the uses for tinderbox or something along.
Yeah, that I couldn't remember what it was called. Yeah, adventuring gear. Okay, great.
No worries.
You you light the torch. You stick it into the greenish fog, and nothing happens. So that would be cool.
Phoenix is depressed and just decides to toss it at the next dark shape he sees in the fog. Which, given he can communicate with Adrian, probably means it's the other one.
Yeah.
Good point, Adrian. Through the poisonous fog, you can see a wavering light of a torch, and also a humpbacked figure blundering around in there.
Do I know if this is Phoenix or not?
You're pretty sure it's not Phoenix.
Yeah, remember, you still see everything I see, so...
Yeah, and how big is this area?
20 feet wide.
Big enough that a fireball would not reach to the exits?
Yeah, given a pretty good casting, yeah, it should be safe.
Because I've been pretty successful so far today with fireball.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give it another try.
Or you could lightning staff it.
Or I'll just cast it and call it good. I don't want to break my new lightning staff.
That thing is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll just cast fireball.
Okay.
For 8 damage. That hulking, stumbling creature.
And it's Phoenix. No.
Phoenix is sitting going, wait, I've just threw a torch and created a firebomb. I am amazing.
Yeah.
The legend of Phoenix grows every day.
Oh my god.
He literally throws away trash and it turns into almighty weapons of destruction.
Pseudo-invade or interfere from Adrian. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, that's what
Alrighty,
happens.
Adrian. The fireball shoots from your extended hand, envelopes the creature, explodes in a mass of fire and heat. The combustion of that fireball will dispel the poisonous fog into harmless wisps of greenish smoke, and leaving the Slaad tottering and glaring kind of back and forth between the two of you, since it is now surrounded.
Phoenix shrugs and throws a knife at it.
Yeah.
Roll for volley.
There we go.
Man. Okay.
Do we have criticals in here?
No, but that's a pretty good roll. Roll for damage, Phoenix.
Okay. I'm sorry, it's taking me a second to remember where damage is, because I never actually attacked things. There we go, okay, we're good. Fear the almighty 2 damage.
Better than 1 damage.
It is.
Alrighty. The Slaad is going to take that knife in the shoulder and stumble back into the wall, leaving a splash of greenish blood there.
Huh, I actually hit it. I mean, yeah, you better run.
The green Slaad is going to give you a look of pure hate, Phoenix, and before your eyes turn invisible.
Huh. You don't know what you're dealing with, Slaadi. I am Phoenix, and I say before to you now, those who hide away in invisibility will have much to fear from me, for I'm going to make you recoil. In fear, in pain, in misery you toil. And with that, I'm going to unleash a up to 11, I think. Yeah, crazed performance, and basically he's just yelling out to the vicinity to cause him to attack any of his nearest allies, which I'm guessing is probably the walls or something like that, but it should at least reveal him for Adrian to stab him, if it works. Or maybe he summoned extra help and he stabs him. Either way, we should be good. Let's see. Up to
Wow.
And again, I don't know where he is, but it's a noise effect, it's a sound effect. I don't need it, so long as he can hear me.
Alright. Your inspiring and crazed words will twine around that Slaad's thoughts. And the only thing you will hear, Phoenix, is the shuffling of footsteps deeper into the castle.
He went that way. He points for Adrian. Fire away. Literally. Pulls out shades, CSI style.
The Slaad went kind of past you, Phoenix. Deeper
Yeah,
into
Phoenix
the...
stands by what he says, but now is jogging in the other direction to let the fireball go past him.
did I say what choice I took for the 8 roll of 8 on the fireball?
No, I don't think
It was for damage. You rolled 12 for
you're
casting
right.
it.
You're right. Never mind. Yeah, sorry.
That's true.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Good rolls, guys.
Take your advice.
So far, yeah.
I will fire out another one of 5 damage to wherever this Slaad has disappeared to.
Alright. The footsteps that are trailing small amounts of greenish blood as this invisible Slaad goes down the corridor will suddenly get burnt to a crisp as one more fireball rushes down onto it, and the Slaad dies.
Well, he was tough. Not quite enough, but still. Made of stern stuff.
That was a lot sterner than the previous creatures.
I'm guessing Oog wanted to give us a challenge. So, think we'll be alright to camp here? I've got a few questions for our friendly Slaad. Sorry.
Yeah. I think so. Do you want your amulet? I take it off and hand it.
Oh, sorry, I thought I'd got it back. Yeah, he takes it back.
You're applying the amulet to the dead Slaad?
Yes, after applying a couple of bandages to myself first. No need to rush around after all. Okay. Slaad. First question. Who are you going to attack after I cast my spell on you?
I was going to attack the Slaad who was going to be sent after me if I failed.
So he's going. This is a mental one. This is not asking the question. It's more mental confirmation by Felix. I just realised I was about to waste a second question. So the next Slaad is going to go to from this direction. He kind of passes that information on to, or at the very least, is currently in this direction. He'll pass on to Adrian. Okay. Next question. Oog and the giant fireball. Are they one and the same?
Yes, King Oog has a spell that he can do that manifests a floating eyeball that he can peer around other places with.
Okay. Tell me all you know of Ras.
That's not a question.
Will you tell me all you know of Ras?
No.
That's a good question.
He taps the amulet. You have to tell me all that you perceive, or no, I can't remember which it was. All that you knew in life. He shakes the amulet at the Slaad's body. You don't get to go into that nice, comfortable abyss, otherwise.
It's so painful to be back in my body when it's dead.
Yes, I imagine it would be. Oh crap! I forgot I had one other question I wanted to ask. Oh well, I'll ask one of the other Slaads. Or I can make you a trade.
Trade?
Yeah, you don't have to answer that one if you answer this question, because I'm sure I can find other Slaads that'll know about Ras.
Okay, what's the question?
Am I now infected like Adrian? Or was that a non-Slaad parasite-based attack?
Ah. The Slaad will give an evil laugh and say, "I'm not sure. Give it a couple hours and you'll find out."
Closes his eyes, taps the amulet again. You must have cast that spell before. Stupid Slaad. He lets the connection drop. I'll apply an antitoxin just in case, Phoenix thinks. Huh. I don't know if these actually help for parasites and stuff, but do you want one just in case it slows things down, Adrian?
That's not a bad idea. It's worth a shot. Yeah. Yeah, I'll try one.
Okay. That's me out of antitoxin, actually. I should have stocked up more whilst I was at the place. Oh well.
How many antitoxins do you have left?
That's what I mean, zero. One for me, one for Adrian.
Okay.
We should appreciate my last use of antitoxin. But as she's the only one who can actually kill these things, probably important to keep her alive. Until Silver comes back. At which point we return to the mock Adrian relentlessly plan.
Alright. Phoenix, you feel a bit better as you take the antitoxin. And, any lingering effects from that poisonous cloud are dispelled when you drink that antitoxin. Adrian, though, you do not feel better after taking the antitoxin. Your chest still aches, and your skin there is starting to itch a little bit.
Not good.
And turn green and scaly.
Really that dynamic of a change already.
Well, let's hurry on to Og then. Have you got all your spells prepared?
No. No, and I'm gonna need a couple hours to do so.
Adrian, when I say we're making camp and we're going to rest, what did you think that meant for you as the spellcasting then?
No, that is reasonable.
Oh, Silver, why did you have to be hit on the head with a spanner? Hmm.
3, 4.
Okay, whilst Adrian's being silly, Snowball, this is what I mean by fetch. He drops something, and he goes down on all fours. With meow, 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 runs over, grabs it, brings it back to Snowball and drops it, and kind of looks at it with big puppy eyes. Meow. With meow. You see?
The cat paws at whatever you dropped in front of it, and then looks back at you.
Phoenix goes off after it's pawed away, takes it back, meow with, puts it back. Wait, I'm the owner, right? Every cat owner has fought this at least once. Am I actually owned or am I the pet? Phoenix is a bit more literal.
Yeah. The cat will. Wait, what exactly are you?
I don't know. Maybe just a pouch filled with some coins or something like that.
Okay. Alright.
Just maybe some cloth from the disguise kit all rolled up into a bundle. Just
Okay.
something that's reasonable for it to be fetched.
Alright. Okay. The cat will deliberately like bat it far away and then just stand there and look at you like, okay, go get it.
Woof! Meow! Phoenix runs off after it again. And we wonder why I keep getting turned into animals.
Hey, you're not a phoenix yet, at least.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, actually, if I have the time... Nah. I did briefly consider trying to use one of my rations to get a tin of beans and pouring the beans on top of the cape to dye it orange, but that seemed like a short-sighted approach.
That sounds messy.
Exactly.
Okay, do you guys want to literally make camp and keep watch?
I think that sounds reasonable to me, personally.
Yeah, I think we've taken a fair battering, so it probably makes sense for us to spend a bit of time. I'll use up one of my rations.
Oh,
Wow, I don't actually use rations.
What do you eat?
I mean, I ought to, but I've never even thought about it. I still have the original 2 dungeon rations I've had the entire time.
It's kind of been problematic because most of the time you're like away from the airship for like an hour and then you come back, and you know, on the airship I don't want you guys to starve. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. I suppose we're not exactly far away from the airship now. We could probably just walk back to the airship. It's probably more fortified than we are. So yeah.
But if you guys want to consume a ration, that's fine with me. Actually, if you go back now, you're kind of reversing the progress you've made into the castle.
Resetting the dungeon as it is.
Yeah, not a great plan. Yeah, I have rations on me if necessary.
Alright.
So,
There's
I have
always
3 rations on me. We're not eating my master. I mean pet.
Well, I've been highly successful with the barbecue spells.
Yeah, I suppose we could eat fried lizard. I mean, it's a good thing they're not parasitic or anything. So, Adrian, enjoy.
She looks at her arms, which are skating over. In a fairly attractive manner, I might add. But nothing she wants to hang on to permanently.
Seems the scales of fate are no longer in your favor.
Alright, if you guys are actually making camp here, I think one of you can probably keep watch. Whichever one of you wants to keep watch. Take watch.
Probably myself, because Adrian needs to focus on getting our spells ready.
Sure, sure.
What am I?
Okay, what does 9.5 mean and how could I have rolled it?
Your maximum health divided by 2.
Oh, right, okay.
So you
Okay,
have-
so it wasn't actually keep watch. It's perilous. Ah, take watch. Oh, wow. That's 2.
Sheesh.
Double sixes. I see everything in every plane of existence there has ever been.
Your Heimdall.
I see the truth. I am not Phoenix the Sky God. I am Phoenix the every god of everywhere, all at once.
Keep watch, keep
Alright,
Take
Phoenix.
watch, there it is. I don't know what I'm watching. Or what I'm doing. But I fail it, so.
You are distracted by Phoenix achieving enlightenment.
Wow, really? He is? Oh. And then I just, like, eat another ration.
Adrian, you worry, eat, and consume your ration.
Right.
Alright, Phoenix. You keep a vigilant watch. You hear noises ahead, but nothing that actually approaches while you're keeping watch. So you are completely safe during your encampment here. So you guys can heal up and prepare spells and do all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. What do you guys want to do at this point?
I'm thinking tally up
Alright.
what we've done so far.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's reasonable. I realise we haven't got very far into the castle necessarily, but we do have quite a lot of new information to work off of, so yeah, I'm quite happy
yeah.
to call it here.
Alrighty. Okay, let's see here. I think you guys definitely learned a lot about how the world works, worlds, planes work.
Mhm.
We can pick that off. You overcame a whole bunch of Slaad. A lot of Slaad.
But that just means they're not that notable. No. I won't argue the point.
I'm pretty sure the one with the lightning staff probably counts as notable. It just got nuked pretty quickly. Because I'm pretty sure if he hit us with lightning, it would have hurt.
Ah, right, right.
And as well, Adrian got infected, so that is no.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Memorable treasure, the lightning staff is notable. Ooh.
And
Okay.
we did track down the amulet of Speak to Undead and what it actually does instead of just.
Instead of
So,
just having it.
We got notable treasure there too.
Plus, I got my Raven cloak that's soon to become a Phoenix cloak once I work out how to get the kinks out of it.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think everybody got a notable treasure, everybody helped defeat notable monsters, and everybody learned stuff. So,
Yeah.
And
at least 3. Then,
I don't think any alignments from myself. I don't think I was ever really at risk, except when I decided to close to melee, and that's not my art for someone else.
right alignment.
didn't you... Phoenix, didn't you you helped to heal Adrian?
I did. It just didn't cost me anything. Well, it drew the attention of Og, but that really wasn't at cost. Because remember, we changed it from basically triggering every time I cast it to only if I lose something in the casting, either health or something. And again, I'm kind of close to getting my 9th level, and once I get to the 9th level, I really, well, even at 8, I want to slow down because I'm enjoying Phoenix, and soon he's going to have to retire.
Sure.
As a
Okay. Adrian?
Did
Alignment?
I achieve alignment? I think so. I mean, it's all about exploration and discovery.
The map, at the very least, is pretty important for magical discoveries, as is the portal information, so yeah, that should count.
Yeah. And I believe I had one failed spell cast.
Yes, you did.
So. Now if I could only round up 2 more experience from something.
As a heads up, Sean, I'm 3 experience away from getting my 9th level, and for the 9th, I'm hoping to go for that apotheosis, or whatever it is, that lets you get a trait from a god. So, depending on what happens next session, that may or may not be happening then, if you, just in case you need some kind of heads up for planning around that.
Cool. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah.
No worries at all. I'm quite looking forward to seeing what you do with it, how he ends up becoming even more delayed.
I am. I'll kind of talk to you about it, I guess, later, Phoenix. But I have an idea.
Sure.
All right. Cool. Thanks for coming up for the session, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how about bombs? Any bombs?
None I can fulfill at this point.
I'm tempted to resolve the Adrian is the object of my constant scorn for past mistakes one, because she did use Fireball a lot this time without causing any collateral damage, which is pretty good for her.
But at the same time, 2 times out of 4, you thought it was yourself that did it.
This is true. This is very, very true. Yeah, I can't give you credit for what's basically my own action. No, wait, I can, because the fireballs are basically coming from my power. So basically you're just slowly becoming my divine puppet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow. Okay, Phoenix. Delusional, but good job. Oh, Phoenix.
Plus it means I can have a new bond with Adrian, which is basically she is my divine avatar of death for my new cult.
I mean, that's kind of where my bond heads as well. If your religion takes off, I will totally play the she-devil.
Yeah, see? It's all coming together.
Alright, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for this one, guys.
You're
Needed
welcome.
the cheering up, but it definitely worked.
Oh, good.
So, appreciate it.
Your story is shaping up to be pretty
Epic.
cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Pretty epic.
Alright.
I'm gonna go, but thanks for coming by, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yep,
Welcome.
as always. Take care, and I'll catch you soon.
Alright.